Good morning, citizens of Rio Visera. Thank you for taking the time to join us here at Heights Highlights for your weekly news update. I'm Alexandria Rowland, and I'll be catching you up on all the things you need to know right now. This past week in Rio Visera has chalked up to be one burned into our history, as patients and staff at Rio Visera Healthplex were evacuated from the hospital just this past Wednesday morning past 4 a.m. due to a devastating explosion that caused many injuries and several fatalities. We have decorated Fire Chief Mosley joining us this morning to give us his take on what might have happened.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me, though I wish it was under better circumstances.
As we all do. Now, Chief Mosley, can you tell me a little bit about what exactly happened on Wednesday?
Well, I'll be quite frank with you, Miss Rowland. I'm not entirely sure. We are currently working in close with the RVPD on a pending investigation to find out what really happened Wednesday night.
Now, when you say investigation, that makes me wonder, do you think this horrific incident was more than a fatal accident?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's too early to tell for sure, but as of now, the evidence is pointing us in the direction of a gas leak deep beneath the hospital's foundation. Of course, we are still working around the clock to ensure this will not happen again, but that is all I can say at this time.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us on this, as we know you need to get back out there and save more lives. In other news, patrons of Baronzino Gym were alarmed when a brick was launched through the glass window of the busy gym Thursday morning. Witnesses say they saw a golden sedan fleeing the scene at high speeds. Resident gym member Connie Blackwell is here to share her side of the events.
Well, when I tell you I went to the gym to work on cardio, this isn't exactly how I wanted to get my heart rate up. I was just minding my business by the water table when the next thing I know, a brick comes flying through the window, knocking me right off my feet. When I got up, I looked. I saw a golden car drive out the parking lot. I swear I saw smoke from their tires. I mean, Alexandria, I've never seen anything like this in my life. By golly, this city's just becoming more and more dangerous by the day.
That does sound scary, and you couldn't have put it more better, Miss Connie. This city is becoming more and more dangerous by the day, as local reports show a shootout that took place Thursday night after revenue agents in the Bureau of Consumption raided a local bar in the Upper East Side of Sillaby, as patrons of the bar were unwilling to be taken into custody quietly. Agent Mills from the Bureau of Consumption is joining us here right now live to talk about the harmful outcome of alcohol consumption.
I just want to say alcohol is dangerous, toxin that people are willing to put in their bodies. It's the devil's drink after all. I suggest everybody stops drinking it, avoid it like the plague, because honestly, alcohol is very addictive. You know, I had a friend once beat his wife due to the drink, and now he's doing 25 to life in prison. He ain't never gonna come out. I feel bad for his children. And let me tell you something, you need to get right with your God, alright? Because if you don't, alcohol gonna send you to go see your God. You understand? I'm doing God's work out here. That's right, me, Agent Mills. Alright? Remember the name, because I'm coming for all you drunks out there, alright? Let me catch you at these bars, alright now?
Alright, thank you, Agent Mills, for that heartwarming sentiment. I appreciate you coming on and talking to us. And now we're going to go over to Betsy. Betsy with weather.
Yes, this week will start out with heavy rainstorms as clouds move in and off the wandering sea. Though this week will dry up some, bringing the humidity level to an increase. So ladies, make sure to have your hats and hairbrushes on standby. We will finish this week out with temperatures that should hang around the mid-60s with a high of 72. This has been your weather update from Betsy. Back to you, Alexandra.
All right, we're back from weather with a concerned citizen who's worried about our town's safety and is just trying to get answers. I'm here right now with John Jacob. John, can you go ahead and tell me a little bit about what your concerns are?
Yeah, so I work at a nightclub, and there was a shootout. Now, I don't know much about being a police officer yet, but I'm pretty sure if, there's a shootout, at least one or two cops should show up. I mean, that would be the most obvious conclusion, correct?
I mean, honestly, John, I would think the same thing as you, as if I heard gunshots in my neighborhood, I would think the cops would show up.
Well, what I want to know is why nobody came. Nobody was concerned about the safety of these bar goers. Nobody even cared that somebody might have died. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened, but I mean, what are these cops thinking? Do they not care? Are they just sweeping something under the rug? Like, I want to know what is going on beneath the surface.
I mean, I completely agree with you there, John. I want to know what's going on beneath the surface too. It does seem like to me that there's been a ton of things going on lately that's making a lot of our community feel unsafe. Where did this take place at, if you don't mind me asking, so we can kind of get the word out there, maybe get somebody to look into this?
Oh man, no. I mean, I ain't trying to have someone come after me. I mean, if they're trying to hide this, hide all this going on, I'm sure they're not going to really care about some Joe who, wants to be a cop. I mean, I just want our city to be safe. There is a sanctity, I say, in being a cop. Your life is for the people. Every action you make is for the people. It should be their sole function to protect the people. Otherwise, what are they even doing there? They're just bullies. That's what they are. If they're not following the honorable code of a police officer, they're just bullies. And you know what? I think every single one of them should die. And that is all I have to say about that matter.
All right, John. Well, I think that's about all the time we have for today. I appreciate you bringing up your concerns and that passion. Thank you. And with that wraps up our segment of 7 days in 7 minutes. Again, I'm Alexandria Rowland. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here with us from Heights Highlights. We'll see you next week.